This line is probably sufficient for black to equalize the game. Now white has a certain superiority in the center, although at the cost of the isolated pawn. Black moved the knight from b6 so that he can play b6 and bishop to b7. It was also possible to play bishop to d7 immediately. With knight to e5, white prevents b6 because now it can be responded to with knight to c6. Black is trying to exchange the bishop on g5 so that, among other things, that bishop can defend the pawn on d4. And in such positions, usually it's hard for white to avoid this exchange of dark squared bishops. In this game, white's playing quite solidly, and first he centralizes the rooks, focusing on the queen side. In particular, the rook on c1 is looking at the c-file. With the bishop on b7, among other things, black could transfer the knight from e7 to d5 and then to f4 and put pressure on the g2 pawn. By playing his next move, white kind of forestalls this danger and at the same time creates a strong outpost for his knight in the center on e4. This move is a mistake, and it turns out that on c8 the rook is actually quite vulnerable. A move earlier, the sacrifice was not possible, but with the rook on c8 it works quite well. Black is trying to block the a2 to g8 diagonal, but the pin on the f7 rook still remains, and white's able to regain his material. The main threat is to take on f7 with the knight and then to capture on e7 with the queen, and because of the pin, the knight on d5 won't be able to recapture back. This is a pretty short game, but it illustrates quite well that in positions with the isolated pawn, white can just slowly build up the pressure, and black has to be very, very careful not to fall for some pretty typical tactical threats.